Hello, bonjour class. Today we are going to talk about passé composé with regular verbs using the auxiliaire avoir. What does that mean? We will get to that. So what is passé composé? It's actually how to say something that you've finished doing in the past. So for example, in English, if I'm saying right now I'm talking or I talk, the past tense of that would be I talked with an ed at the end. So let's go over another example. Je regarde la télé, I watch TV, would become j'ai regardé la télé, I watched TV. Okay, how do we form passé composé? You need three things. First off, you need your subject, so that would be je, tu, il, elle, nous, vous, il, elle. We already know those. And on will also be with il ou elle. The second thing you need is called your auxiliaire, or sometimes people call it a helping verb. You just need this in order to make passé composé. So our auxiliaire for regular verbs is always avoir in the present. And we already know this. So it would be j'ai, tu as, il a, nous avons, vous avez, ils, elles, ont. Right? And if this happens, right, we take off the e and we put an apostrophe. So that's the second thing we need. The third thing we need is called a participe passé, or a past participle. What that is really is your verb, and you take off the ending and you add a special letter. So for ER verbs, for example, if your verb was parler or manger, you would take off the ER and you would add the E accent aigu right here. If your verb was an IR verb, like choisir or finir, you would take off the IR and you would put an I. And for RE verbs, like répondre, you would take off the RE and you would add a U. Okay, so here's an example for ER verbs. I chose parler, so you would need your subject, your auxiliaire of avoir in present, and your verb. So, your participe passé or past participle. So, j'ai parlé means I talked. Tu as parlé means you talked. Il ou elle a parlé, he or she talked. Nous avons parlé, we talked. Vous avez parlé, they talked, or you as a group talked. And ils ou elles ont parlé, they talked. So notice how your participe passé stays the same for all subjects. The only thing that changes really is the ending of your verb and your inclusion of the auxiliaire. Okay, so how do we do this for IR and ER? It's pretty simple actually, it's kind of the same. You still need your subjects, you still need your auxiliaries. The only thing that you change, IR changes to I, and RE changes to U. So you have to memorize which endings change to which letters. So, j'ai choisi, tu as choisi, il, elle a choisi, nous avons choisi. Choisi stays the same for passé composé. Just the subjects and the auxiliaire differs, right? Same for fini. J'ai fini, tu as fini, il a fini, nous avons fini, right? This stays the same, these just change. And for RE verbs like perdre, which means to lose, becomes perdu because it's an RE. So we take off the RE and we add a U. Or répondu, because répondre, which means to respond, is an RE verb. So you take off the RE and you add a U. And again, these stay the same, right? It's just these that change. So, j'ai répondu, I responded. Vous avez répondu, they responded, or you responded. Okay, so here are some examples. Bradley répondre, so we have to change this verb, à la question. We want to say Bradley responded to the question. So we know this is the verb. So what we need to figure out is the subject, and this would be il. And what goes with il with avoir? A, il, a. And répondre is an RE verb, so we change it to a U. Bradley a répondu à la question. He responded to the question. Matthew, finir, which means to finish. This is what we have to change. Ses devoirs, his homework. Matthew a fini ses devoirs. He finished his homework. Tatiana et Christy mangent les bonbons. Because you know Madame likes to give out sour keys in class. So, Tatiana et Christy, or elles, right? That's our subject. On, which is avoir in present. Manger, we change the ER to the EX aigu. Les bonbons. So these were actually regular verbs with avoir that we conjugate with avoir for passé composé. But there are a list of verbs that are exceptions, and those lists of verbs are in class. So with the irregular verbs, the avoir stays the same. The thing that's different is the participe passé. You don't change the endings the same way, and there's a list of those in class. So hopefully I'll see you in class and we can talk about this a bit more. Au revoir!